Ankit has quoted. Alva never hated anything and so was incapable of love. That's the first quote. And then, in a conversation between Gail and Dominic on the yacht has these excerpts. Gail says, common men expect nothing of men, so no form of depravity outrages them. Dominic says, you mean the person who says that there is some good in the worst of us. It's a conversation between Gail and Dominic. And Gail says, the common man expects nothing of men, so no form of depravity outrages him. If you do not have expectations from someone, you are not angered at all. If you do not expect anything from the other, then even the most heinous act by the other will not anger you or outrage you. And Dominic clarifies that, you mean the person who says that there is some good in the worst of us. You will look at the most lowly person and say, oh, even he has some good in him. You will not be angered by the fact that he has turned himself so lowly. Instead, you will say, oh, even in his lowly state, he has some good in him. So that's what these two are talking of. Now the question. Pranam Acharya ji, I was reading Listen Little Man and Fountainhead both this time. And while reading them, I thought, why is knowledge not creating in me enough love and energy to move forward with life? I know of the world's problems, but why don't I care much about them? I thought that maybe I'm physically ill, that's why. But then I read the excerpts from Fountainhead, and it was clear that I had a few wrong beliefs. I don't know when and how those beliefs became mine. Let me quote those beliefs. And then he has quoted his own beliefs. I'll read these out for you. I don't expect much from people, and every person has something good in him. That sounds very similar to what Gail and Dominic are discussing. Next one. I saw a man tying up a pig, and I said he should not do so, that's bad. He has had such conditioning in his life. What can be done? Leave it, let it be. He will anyway not understand. I'm anyway not hurting even any insects, so let me be happy with that. Then the next one. I saw a cow looking at me to untie her ropes, but I thought that if I let her free, her owner will face losses. The next one. Someone in my family was saying unscientific things. I said, let it be. She is ill. It is wasteful to argue with her. Next one. Someone was smoking in public, and I felt nothing bad about it. Then the next one. Somebody was beating up an innocent guy, and that made me feel nothing. And the next one. Why don't I feel bad enough to do something about anything? The only thing I hate is taking orders from others. I don't think this will lead to my mukti. Ankit, mukti is first of all when you realize that you are tied up to something wrong, harmful, unnecessary. If you do not see that in the first place, where is the question of mukti? Why would you want mukti at all? You are carrying these beliefs, and only if you first of all investigate in what ways they are harming you, not where they came from. It's useless going into that. If you can discover that, it's fine. But it cannot usually be very readily discovered where a particular belief came from. Because beliefs come from multiple sources, and there is an entire network of influences that acts upon us over decades. You will not be able to exactly pinpoint where one belief is coming from. It's more beneficial to just see what that belief is doing to you. When you see that it is not allowing you to live freely, when you see that it is making you escape from life, it is not letting you act boldly, then you will not want to persist with that belief. All these things that you are writing here are examples of just bad philosophy. You say that you have been reading scriptures and other kinds of elevating literature. But I'm afraid probably those things have not really been truly comprehended by you. You are a victim of shallow philosophy, misplaced notions, little understanding. Once you start seeing how the mind operates, then only it becomes possible to catch the mind playing its old tricks. If you are not aware of the functioning of the mind, then you will inadvertently remain a supporter of the mind. Forget about getting freedom from the mind. You will keep energizing the programmed instincts of the mind. In other words, you will be using your own energy to limit yourself, even destroy yourself. Once you have written these things down, and it's good work that you have done, there is a lot of clarity here. Now have the honesty to take the whole thing through to the end. These actions, behaviors, thoughts you are talking of, they'll be manifesting themselves in not only these 6 or 7 ways, but in 1,000 ways throughout the day. You could say that all your actions and thoughts throughout the day would be some kind of combinations of these 7 or 8 variables. Once you will see that your entire day, your entire life, therefore, is dictated by these harmful things, it will become impossible for you to continue being what you are. One has to value the truth. Instead, there are family values, cultural values, religious values, social values, what not. And all those values are reflecting in your statements. You must find out whether these values truly correspond with the truth. If they do, hold on to them. They actually don't. So just drop them. बोलिए.